What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your Civic shoot flames. Civic, Accord, TSX, whatever. This is specifically for Hondata Flashpro. It should work for Hondata K-Pro, S300. Pretty much any Hondata is going to be similar. I'll show you guys how to set your settings to where you can get pops and bangs on D-cell. Also, I'm going to show you guys how to shoot flames on two-step. That's what most people want. I've made the tune for a couple people. I usually charge people to do it just because it took me a while to figure everything out. But I figured I'm just going to show this with you guys right now, put everything on the table, show you guys exactly how to do it. Make sure you guys drop a like down below. It really helps out the channel a lot, especially hitting the subscribe button too to stay tuned for other videos. Once you guys do this, make sure you send me some videos on Instagram and show me what it looks like. Every car is going to be a little bit different. These settings should work for most cars, but if you want to change it a little bit, I'll kind of give you an idea of what values to change everything to as far as the fuel and the timing and everything. Other than that, we're going to jump right into it. I'll show you guys exactly what I set it at here. I'm using Hondata Flashpro, so like I said, it should work for pretty much all of them. Alright, first thing you guys are going to do, you're going to go over to Hondata Flashpro Manager, open that up real quick. Then once everything loads up, it's going to be pretty much blank here. What you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Open or Reopen, select the tune that you're going to do. I'll just do it on a generic tune that I did for Majestic UA7's TL back in the day. It works on Acura TLs too, because he also uses Flashpro. First off, it takes me straight to the ignition map. If you're not on this, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Calibration up here. Ignition. You're going to start on ignition low. So pretty much, you'll have the table here, depending on whether you're tuned by someone else or a base map or whatever. It's pretty simple, actually. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the left two columns here, column 1 and 2. That's going to be your low load column. So that's pretty much when you're off the throttle. I have this set up from 2500 to 4900. So out of VTEC, about 2500. You can do it a little bit lower if you want. But I figure 2500 is fine. You don't need to pop and bang any lower than that. So that's pretty much going to be your sweet spot. If you guys don't know how to change this, what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the columns that you want to do here. Oops, hold on, didn't get all of them. Highlight all the columns you want, then you're going to right click and it'll say adjust right here. You click on adjust, set selected values to, and you're going to max that out at -10. So some of them go to -20. On this specific one it goes to -10 as the farthest you can go. So it sets them to -10 right there. If you have one with VTC, like any of the Civic SIs or whatever, it'll have the different, up top it'll say 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees up across the top. Make sure you set it for all of them. Once you got all those set to -10, that's your first step. Next thing we're going to do is go back to calibration, and then you're going to go to fuel. And in this little menu here, it's going to look a little bit different depending on the car or ECU. You're going to look for overrun fuel cut delay right there. So right now you have the different gears going across here. These are in milliseconds. I figure 300 milliseconds works fine. I've done up to 1,000, but that pretty much just constantly popping and banging until you get back on the gas. You can do that if you want to be obnoxious. You can do anything from 150 to 300. That should be fine. Pretty much what that's going to do is after you let off the throttle, it is going to dump some fuel into the exhaust still. So it's going to keep dumping fuel even though the throttle's closed. That way it's ready to be combusted once you have the ignition retard there, the -10. It'll pop when you let off, but if you get your throttle and barely tap it, or you can either intermittently tap it or barely hold it at about 5%, and it'll keep adding fuel and keep using these columns here, and it'll keep retarding the ignition, and you'll get a ton of little fast burbles, and that sounds pretty cool too. I'll include some sound clips here in a second. That way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, now what you guys have all been waiting for, the two-step. This is going to be a lot different depending on the car. On this one, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go to rev limits here. Actually, this is a bad example because he does not have anti-lag on the TL ECU. So give me a second, let me open up a Civic map. Alright, I'm on the map for my Civic here, so there's a couple more settings as you guys can see. What you're going to do is you're going to go down to anti-lag here at the bottom, and these are the magic numbers for my car. Every car is a little bit different. So the 4750, that's when it's going to start cutting the ignition and adding fuel, rather than just doing a hard fuel cut two-step. That sounds really ricer. That's what the car comes with stock, except it's at like 5500. This one's going to be a lot quicker of a two-step at about half throttle, and then the more throttle you give it, it's going to become a little bit slower, but it'll actually start to shoot the flames. So I have the additional fuel set at 750 and the ignition retard at 60. Pretty much that means that no matter what ignition you're pulling, whether that be, you know, 36, 32 or whatever, it's going to retard it as far to -10 as it can. So it'll be completely cutting the ignition. Then pretty much whatever you have your launch control set at, I have mine at 5000. That's going to be where the hard cut is, where the big flames are at. So I figure out it's best to do it at 4750 if you want a quick little two-step for half throttle if you're actually launching the car or something on street tires. What you're going to do is, as you floor it, the RPMs will slowly climb. It's going to seem a little sketch, but once they finally hit what your launch RPM is, then it's going to be really nice. It's going to have some really nice flames. Alright guys, if you've never flashed your car before and like you're just editing the base map, which you probably will have flashed it already, but anyways, key in the on position, got the map pulled up right here, and then you obviously want to save the changes first, and then you're just going to click upload right there. It's going to start uploading right now. I'm going to put the pops and bangs map on with the two-step, show you guys exactly what it does. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the technique I was telling you about with the throttle. So I don't have mine on the ignition high, just the ignition low right now. So we're going to be doing out of VTEC. Hopefully you guys can see my feet. Alright, so if I just let off the throttle in third, it doesn't really pop until you barely tap the throttle. Or you can hold the throttle. That's like 5%. Or if you want the big pop, you can just let the revs go down, wait, and then tap it. You get a nice big one. That one usually shoots out the flame. See, I'm just jabbing the throttle. Resting my foot like 5%, and then you'll get the really good burbles. See if we can get some good ones under this underpass here. Yeah, it's all about the throttle manipulation. But if you can figure that out, it takes a little bit to figure it out what's perfect for your car, but then you'll get some really nice pops and bangs. I'm about to hop on the highway here, so I'll give you guys a little pull. I know that's what you guys want to see, so windows up. This is just in cabin straight induction noise. Do a 20 roll uphill. Nice. I'm gonna put the header on here as soon as it comes in. It was on back order, so I'm still waiting on it, but as soon as that header gets on, this car is gonna be a freaking animal. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you how to do the two-step. I'm just letting the car warm up right now. It's been warming up for about 10 minutes. Took it for a couple loop arounds, get everything up to temp, let it sit here. I'll show you how to set the two-step if you don't know already. You set it in Hondata at first, but pretty much what you're going to do, clutch in, then you got these buttons here. You're going to hit the cancel button. That'll show you where your two-step's at. Mine's at 5 grand. I figured out for my car 5 grand is the perfect setting. I'll show you guys real quick though. If you go in half throttle, it'll actually start cutting the ignition at 4750 and do a little quick two-step. No flames or anything, but that's just a good launch two-step right there. I figure 4750 is perfect for my car. And then I'll show you guys when you floor it, it'll creep up to about 5 grand. Pretty sick. So I'll show you guys from the outside. Might not be able to get any flames because it's not dark, but we'll see what happens. On that last one right there, what I did is I held the cancel button. As you see, the two-step is up there. What you're going to do, you're going to use the cruise control up and down. Let's say you want to go up a couple RPM, you're just going to hit the up button. And then when you hold cancel, it shows you what it goes up to. So you can use these buttons to lower it down if you want. And then you can do rice or two-step if you go underneath that. That's what the car comes with stock, except it's at like 5,500. But definitely the ignition cut sounds a lot better, especially with that extra fuel. Get some pretty nice flames. But hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel too. Like I said, send me your videos on Instagram. Let me see exactly what yours sounds like, what it looks like. Probably get some videos up in the dark I'm going to put up on Instagram in a couple days. But other than that, thank you guys for watching so much. Make sure you stay tuned. See you guys on the next one.